Thank you, Perla. Boy, I don't care what kind of a day I'm having. If Perla's with me, I'm having a good day. In fact, we need a Perla chant. Are you ready? Perla, Perla. Perla's amazing. Thank you. And so we're very grateful that some people have national and international influence have marched with us today. And so we're thankful for all the national folks who are with us today. It's my honor to introduce another one of the Top Chef folks. You know, Houston's got a great restaurant community, right? We got tons. In fact, our restaurant community is part of our diversity. Every culture, every ethnicity, it seems like, has a restaurant in Houston, all right? And so I'd like to introduce one of my own daughter's very favorite top chefs, Gail Simmons.
Thank you. I am not as tall as Padma. Thank you, Padma, for sharing that beautiful, beautiful speech. And thank you to the City of Houston for having us here today, and to Mayor Turner, and to all of you who came to stand alongside us. This isn't ever where I imagined I would be today, and I assume most of you wish you didn't have to be here either. But let history show that on October 2nd, 2021, almost 50 years after Roe v. Wade became a Supreme Court landmark ruling and affirmed that access to safe and legal abortion was a constitutional right, we find ourselves gathered around the country today, and in Texas, in Houston in particular, still fighting our most basic human rights. Because our rights, women's rights, are human rights, health care is a human right, and abortion is health care. When I was told earlier this year that my work for a show that I have been on with pride for over 16 years of my life would be shooting in Houston, between voter right restrictions clearly designated to disenfranchise Black and brown voters, and our arrival within days of SB 8 being enacted, you can imagine I had mixed feelings. But I was on stance on these issues. I know that Houston is a deeply diverse and vibrant place, the most demographically diverse city in the country. It is a center for thriving immigrant communities and deep-rooted Black culture. I know that my beloved restaurant industry, let alone the women of Houston, would only serve to hurt the local people and the local economies that I set out in my career to uplift and stand behind. I know that over 77% of Americans don't want Roe versus Wade overturned. I know that 1/3 of American women of reproductive age live in states where they could lose complete access to abortion altogether if Roe were to fall. But perhaps most of all, I know that access to safe and legal abortion saves. These reasons and many more, I am so proud and honored to stand in solidarity here today, making every one of our voices heard. Until we secure the unquestionable right to control our bodies, I will continue to stand with you and fight for change. I am a mother. I was lucky enough to come to motherhood when I was ready, willing, and able to take on the enormous weight, endless responsibility, the role of a lifetime, and I would never trade it for the world. But I made that choice wholeheartedly when and where my personal journey allowed me to do so. And every woman in this country deserves that right. Today, I march with you for the hard work and fortitude of my own mother, for myself, and especially for my own children, for my daughter, who's today marching with her father in New York, and especially for my son too, for their health, for their future. but also because I cannot bear for them to grow up in a country where not all women have the same right to make the most personal of decisions about their bodies and the trajectory of their own lives. This is